So another divisional game that Kevin and I are going to go over is going to be the Green Bay Packers versus the Minnesota Vikings. Obviously, there's been a lot of turnover in Green Bay this offseason. Devontae Adams is no longer there, and it's going to be a whole new cast of wide receivers, really young wide receivers that Aaron Rodgers is going to be throwing to. And they're going up against the Vikings, and the Vikings, despite the fact that they're not the best team in the NFC, Kirk Cousins and that Vikings offense was pretty solid throughout the year. Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen lead the wide receiving core, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see that Vikings offense continue to develop from what they had last year as far as their success is concerned. So, Kevin, to get this one to you, who do you think is going to win this matchup between the Packers and the Vikings this weekend?
So I'm going to go with Minnesota. I think that the lack of wide receivers in Green Bay is going to be detrimental. I think that Green Bay's offensive line is not what it used to be. And I do think that the high powered offense of the Minnesota Vikings is going to bode very well. Now, the Green Bay Packers do get Jair Alexander back, and he will probably be mirroring Justin Jefferson the entire way. But the Vikings also get their number two receiver in Adam Thielen back. Dalvin Cook is healthy, and I believe that this offense, along with Kirk Cousins leading the way, is going to be a little bit too much for Green Bay's defense to handle. Now, the catalyst to this is going to be, can Minnesota's defense contain Aaron Rodgers? I know that I did say that the wide receiver core is an issue, but that doesn't mean that Aaron Rodgers is not one of the best quarterbacks in this game and that he will not will this team to win. They also still have Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon, so the run game is still going to be consistent. Again, I do believe that Minnesota will outlast them, but I do believe that Minnesota is going to win probably by about 3 to 7 points. It'll be a close one. Overall, I think that Minnesota squeaks away with a win and they upset Green Bay.
I wouldn't even necessarily classify it or categorize it as an upset if the Vikings were to win. I've got the Vikings winning this one as well, simply just because the Vikings, I think, are in a more stable place than what the Packers are in right now. When it comes to the Packers and their offense, there's a lot of instability right now. Devontae Adams is no longer there. You have a whole new core of wide receivers outside of Randall Cobb and Alan Lazard. I would say those guys are decent wide receivers to throw to, but with really the new cast of wide receivers that they have in the fold, I just don't think that Green Bay's offense is going to be that productive in the first game of the year. I think that they'll be able to make some adjustments later down the line this season, but I think they're going to struggle in this game against the Vikings. I think the Vikings offense, I think they're definitely primed for a solid game here just because I don't really trust Green Bay's defense to hold up their end of the bargain in this one. I think that Kirk Cousins and that solid Minnesota Vikings offense, from what they were able to do last year with Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen being extremely productive, I have no reason to doubt that that type of success won't continue in this game. I understand that these are divisional games and they always are competitive, but I think the Vikings are going to get the win here. I'm going to go a little bit farther than what Kev said. I think that the Vikings are probably going to win this game by 7 to 10 points. Wouldn't be surprised if the Vikings get a 2-possession win here. But overall, I just think that the Vikings are in a little bit more of a stable situation going into this year than the Packers. And I think by and large, that's going to be one of the catalysts that's going to lead the Vikings to start out 1-0 in the season.